Welcome to today's Explainer. We all have that one item we take absolutely everywhere with us. But today, we're not going to look at our phones as just handy communication tools or fancy pieces of hardware. Nope, we're looking at them as psychological mirrors. Think about it. From the second we open our eyes in the morning to the exact moment we fall asleep, our lives are basically held in a digital grip. It's this tiny, pocket-sized device, yet it holds a massive, staggering portion of our life's data. Stuff that's not just digital, but incredibly deeply personal.
Okay, let's dive into this. When you really stop and examine our daily habits, a pretty stark question naturally pops up. Are we the ones mastering the technology, or has the technology actually started mastering us? Think about your own day for just a second. We rely on this device to navigate our entire world. Every single time we swipe, tap, or scroll, we're leaving these digital breadcrumbs that show exactly who we are. It's an absolute marvel of technological progress for sure, but it really forces us to pause and ask whether we are actually still in the driver's seat of our own attention.
So, Section 1, the digital mirror of our lives. It's way more than just a communication tool.
To really understand how we got to this point, we have to recognize that the smartphone has completely evolved. It's now a pocket-sized reflection of our identities. Just notice our deep psychological attachment to the physical device itself. For a lot of us, the specific brand or flagship model we carry around has become a literal social status symbol. It often gives people a measurable boost in self-confidence just by holding a premium model in their hands. But, it goes way beyond just the hardware. The apps we download paint this vivid, highly detailed picture of our lifestyle. If you love working out, your home screen is probably packed with fitness trackers. If you're a creative professional, you've likely got rows and rows of design or video editing apps. It's essentially a completely customized portrait of your daily priorities.
Moving right along to Section 2, 6 reflections of the self on screen. Think of this as the digital archive of our minds.
Number 1 is your search history. Let's be totally honest here, our search bar is basically the ultimate modern confessional. What we type into it is often far more honest than what we'd ever speak aloud. Whether it's some frantic late-night health query, a political search, or our deepest anxieties, your search history is an unfiltered map of your genuine curiosities and exactly how you try to solve problems in the world around you.
Number 2 is the layout of your home screen, and this brilliantly illustrates how we organize our minds. Say your apps are all neatly arranged into color-coded folders. Well, that strongly indicates a highly structured, organized, and efficient personality. But if your screen is just this chaotic, wild explosion of scattered icons, it actually reveals a very spontaneous, free-spirited, multitasking kind of character. Even the background wallpaper you choose directly exposes your underlying emotional atmosphere.
Now, let's briefly touch on the remaining reflections. Number 3 is your photo gallery. This isn't just digital documentation, it's a deeply emotional album revealing what you truly value, like your family or those special vacation memories. Number 4 is your communication patterns. Are you the type to reply instantly, or are you highly selective? This actually reveals your levels of empathy and how you set personal boundaries. Number 5 is your notifications. Where your alerts come from, like is it mostly work emails or social media, shows exactly where your mental energy is being absorbed. And the 6th and final reflection, tying all this together, your screen time data, which is just the undeniable hard truth of your daily habits.
Which brings us to Section 3, the dark side of screen dependency. This happens when the lines between the real and digital worlds begin to blur.
This intense level of intimacy with our devices comes with a really profound irony. It's a companion that is literally always ready to listen to us, yet it severely blurs the boundary between the physical and the digital. And this attachment, it can easily tip right over into dependency, specifically something called nomophobia. That stands for no mobile phone phobia. It's the very real fear or sheer panic you feel when you're separated from your phone. Fascinatingly enough, global research shows that most people will actually panic much faster over a lost phone than a lost wallet. Our attachment has completely surpassed mere functional need at this point.
Let's move to and see how this builds into a cycle, because this dependency is driven by a highly engineered dopamine loop in our brains. Here is how it works. Step 1, your phone buzzes. Step 2, your brain has been trained to immediately seek out that instant stimulation. Step 3, you look down, you see a like or a text message, and boom, that triggers a hit of dopamine, the exact chemical responsible for feeling pleasure. And finally, step 4, because your brain loves that feeling so much, you start unconsciously checking the screen even when it's completely silent, just chasing that little chemical spark.
And all this constant seeking of digital validation leads directly to what's known as a presence crisis. Notice the crazy inverse relationship happening here. As our digital connectivity shoots way up, our human, emotional closeness actually plummets. I mean, just look around any coffee shop or public space. People are sitting right next to each other, but they are entirely absorbed in their own individual digital worlds. We are becoming incredibly skilled at building these perfectly curated digital personas, but we're actively losing the warmth of genuine emotional intimacy in the physical world.
All right, let's pivot to Section 4, Building Digital Awareness, taking control back into our hands.
Now, don't worry, it is not all doom and gloom here. The smartphone is a spectacularly useful tool, provided we approach it with mindful digital awareness. To shift from being mastered by the phone to being the master of it, we have to take control out of the algorithm's hands. So try using these practical solutions to find a better balance. First, actually use a built-in screen time tracker to honestly audit your hours. Second, intentionally schedule offline time so you can focus, maybe meditate, or just prepare for much better sleep habits. And third, turn off those non-urgent notifications. The goal is to use the technology to elevate your life, not to drown in it.
Silence is a true luxury in the digital world. Just let that sink in for a second. In an era where our brains are constantly bombarded by endless streams of information, dings, and notifications, simply turning off the screen has become incredibly rare. Uninterrupted silence is an absolute luxury now, and it's a luxury we have to deliberately choose to give ourselves.
Looking ahead, this kind of digital awareness is only going to become more critical. With the rapid integration of artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things seamlessly connecting all our home appliances, and augmented reality blending the digital right into our physical view, these devices are going to become exponentially smarter. The digital mirror we've been talking about, it's going to reflect us even closer.
Which leaves us with this final lingering thought. As our technology becomes practically invisible and fully integrated into every aspect of our lives, we really have to look deep into that digital mirror and ask ourselves, do we still recognize ourselves behind the screen? Are we shaping the technology, or is the technology shaping us? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today, and I really hope it helps you see that little device in your pocket in a whole new light.